And we're back with Vivian Olodun, our special guest today on the Just Economy podcast. Vivian, I want to talk about Behind the Leaf, nonprofit organization, or what I like to call social impact organizations. Nonprofit is simply a tax designation. Social impact for me means that you impact society. Where would we be without the social impact organizations? So let's talk about Behind the Leaf. Tell me a little about Behind the Leaf.
Behind the Leaf is an investor readiness program for women entrepreneurs. We focus on helping entrepreneurs understand what season they are in their business so that they can build a business that they can one day exit.
One day exit. Wow. Okay. That's a big word.
It is.
In the entrepreneurial space and the nonprofit space as well. Exiting the organization. That's a huge, huge word. So how do you get them to cope with that? Because everybody believes, I think not everybody, but a lot of folks believe, okay, it can't happen without me. I got to do it. If I don't do it, it won't get done, da-da-da-da-dee. But there comes a time in your life when you need to leave,
yes,
or want to leave, or want to move on to something else. So how do you get them to deal with that big word of exit? It's 4 letters, but it's a huge word.
It's a big word. And so we start off with encouraging every single member, and we're at just over 100 members at this time, to take the Seasons Quiz. The Seasons Quiz just tells you where are you when it comes to our identity of what a business journey is. And so it's the seed, season, sprout, grow, thrive, bloom, and harvest. And so harvesting and focusing on that exit helps every person in our community have the right mindset around what they are building. When we say that you're going to exit your business, it doesn't mean that you're building a business to sell. It means building a business that someone else would want to buy. And that's a very powerful, important difference. Because when you're building a business, for a lot of people, especially those that look like me, we're building a business because we're running away from a job or a institution that doesn't serve us. And when you're building another job for yourself, unfortunately, that doesn't mean that you have the lifestyle that you want. You are essentially just working yourself to the bone, and it creates a unhealthy relationship with your ego to your job and the identity of yourself to the job, because you are very worthy, you have humanity, and you have so much more to give than what you can produce for somebody else.
That's why I say that exit word is so big. I didn't really mean to concentrate solely on that, because I know there's a lot of other things to this. But that exit word is just, knowing when to leave, knowing how to leave, knowing hopefully you left the organization a whole lot better than when you came in.
Right.
And building that business until, as you stated, till someone wants to sell. Mm-hmm. So Behind the Leaf is a nonprofit, correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So are you? Do you help nonprofits as well as business owners, regular small? Big, let me put it another way, because what folks don't understand is nonprofits are a business.
Yes.
The only thing we're different from us. Only thing that's different about us is that we have a tax designation. So how do you help both sides of the street? I guess that's the way I can put it. Do you help both sides of the street?
So the information that we share in our Flourish membership helps both sides. But when we are looking at who we want to invite into the space, they tend to be for-profit business owners. And the reason being is that this all started with the Flourish Media Conference. The Flourish Media Conference is a conference that we host once a year, where we have angel investors, accredited investors, banks, VCs, funders, all different types of funding solutions come in and listen to pitches from women-owned businesses. And we are actually receiving a proclamation from Miami-Dade County on February 21st.
Outstanding.
Yes,
congratulations.
It is officially Behind the Leaf Day. And the reason being is that when we poll our funders, they are very transparent that they're looking for for-profit businesses to invest in. And so we are transparent in the fact that we build this programming around for-profit businesses.
So as you in your program, are you encouraging Is there any encouragement along the lines of the for-profit organizations partnering with nonprofit organizations to do what we talked about earlier?
100%.
To do social impact.
We believe in businesses having social impact, and honestly, for the type of entrepreneurs that are attracted to the Flourish membership, we don't have to plant that idea. They're already coming from that perspective.
Really?
So many of them. They're active in their churches, their temples, their synagogues, and they already are making social impact in the way that they maybe donate to a particular organization, the way that they actually spend their money and their time. And what we are offering to them is structure around that idea. If you want to have social impact, and in order to have social impact in a nonprofit, ultimately you become a fundraiser, then why can't your business be the fundraiser for your social impact?
Okay, interesting you say that, and thank you, just opened up a whole new can of worms for me. Okay, so how as we are nonprofits or social impact organizations, how is we social impact organizations can get involved? Because I think we have a tendency to look at it from, okay, if we're not involved with as a social impact organization, if I'm not involved with a large company, if I'm not involved with the FedExes of the world or Amazons of the world, if I'm not involved with them, then I've never thought about, and I must be honest with you, I've never thought about smaller for-profit businesses to partner with as far as social impact is concerned. So school us.
It's amazing to do that. Shout out to Pascal Pediatrics, which is the longest single operating pediatric clinic owned by Black founders.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around for 50 years here in South Florida.
What's the name again?
Pascal Pediatrics.
Okay, yeah.
And Pascal Pediatrics was one of our number one partners for the Mocha Family Wellness Fair that we did at the KIP Miami this year.
Okay.
And I'm sure that they'll continue to be a partner. So think about what are the small businesses, especially if you want to make impact locally, where you could be making a tremendous impact in your mission as a nonprofit simply by thinking about how can I do this locally? So here's an example. Let's say that you're providing care for birthing families, and there are local pharmacies. There's pharmacies outside of CVS and the brands that come to mind, and Walgreens. And those local pharmacies could be a huge partner for you because those families are going to need the same kind of care that they would go and get from a CVS. And you all get to work together to talk about what kind of support can we offer to these birthing families. And now you have a backer who will commit, maybe they're committing $100 a month, but that's $1,200. $1,200 over the course of the year. And as a nonprofit, I think we've all come across different nonprofits where their actual budget is probably $50,000. Yeah. 30,000, and how much power do you bring back to the organization and your organization's board and leadership when you're not getting all of your funding from a federal grant that could disappear tomorrow?
True that. So it sounds like because I'm a firm believer in that. I don't believe that everybody's wholly to blame for anything. Mm-hmm. We have to take some responsibility ourselves. So the social impact organizations, we aren't particularly good at doing that, and is there a way that we could connect with these organizations? Is your organization providing that connection between the social impact organizations and the small businesses?
We are. So especially through the Flourish Media Conference, what we're actively doing this year intentionally is thinking about what is our goal. Our real goal is to make impact in the community, and we're doing that through like-minded women entrepreneurs. That's what we're doing. And so at the Flourish Media Conference, would love to officially offer the organization members who are members of the organization, if you're interested in participating in the Flourish Media Conference this year and being in the room with these small business owners, we would love to extend a number of tickets to have them come and be in the space.
Okay. I look forward to that partnership because, as I stated, everybody's trying to go after the big fish. Mm-hmm. The big fish are only going to support so many organizations. And I can honestly say, in doing this work for the last 20, 25 years, that I've not seen the nonprofits go after the smaller or the small businesses. It's just not happened. I'm sure there's some here and there, but on the whole, we don't do that. And especially consider a place like South Florida where we're small business centric.
Yes, very much so.
Very much so. And we're not doing that. I learn something new every day. So my audience, I'm hoping that that's gonna listen, and Vivian's gonna give her contact information in a few. So, last question that I ask all my guests. I gave you all the power in the world. What would you do with it?
If I had all the power in the world, I would inject more people with agency. So agency is a concept that I can do anything if I try. And I think that we all are spiritual beings having a human experience. And somewhere along the way, we forget that we can do anything if we try. And so I would love for you all to believe that you can flourish, to believe that you have access to the right resources, and to believe that you can make change if you try.
I like that. That's good. That's good answer. Good answer. Yay, good answer. So tell us, give us contact information. Again, your camera's right here. Give us contact information, how they can get in contact with you, become a member, and so on.
Great. So I'm Vivian Olodun. I am the managing director for Behind the Leaf and the CEO for Flourish Media. You can find all this information. We are at Flourish Media Co. on all the things. We're on every single social platform at Flourish Media Co. And our website is flourishmediaco.com.
Thank you, Vivian Olodun has been our guest here on the Just Economy podcast, talking about all the great things her organization's done and schooled me on a few things that I didn't know. We look forward to you being a part of this podcast. Again, if you want to be a guest, reach out to me, Cornell Cruz. My email is cornell@reinvestmentalliance.org. That's cornell@reinvestmentalliance.org. We record right here in Midtown. So please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to bring as many organizations on as possible to talk about what they do and how they're helping the community. Look, we learned a lot from Vivian just today, and that's what this podcast is for. So thank you very much for looking in on the Just Economy podcast. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.
In a world still chasing economic justice, one voice rises to inspire change, from the streets to the boardrooms, from ideas to real action. Cornell Cruz Jr. invites you to listen, learn, and transform. Come from the people.